Hey guys, welcome back to Monday Matinee. My name is Steven, and today I'm talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer. Not the classic one, but the brand new 2025 version. So this new film is a legacy sequel of sorts, directed by Jennifer Kaytin Robinson. It follows in the footsteps of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer from 1998, making it the fourth installment of the franchise. Once again, the story centers around 5 friends who accidentally kill a pedestrian in a car accident. Instead of facing the consequences, they make the fateful decision to cover it up. A year later, they begin to receive anonymous messages from a stalker who knows exactly what they did.
What does it say?
As things spiral out of control, the group learns that their stalker is mirroring the legendary fisherman-style serial killer of the past, and they end up seeking guidance from 2 survivors of the Southport massacre. And that, of course, is Julie and Ray, as seen in the trailers. And a couple other familiar faces return, one in a dream sequence and another in a mid-credit scene. Fans will recognize who they are, and let's just say that it tries to lean hard into nostalgia. I mean, the cameo in the dream sequence, it seems pretty forced. So, we'll get into it. Unfortunately, I didn't enjoy this movie. The acting is consistently weak. Think low-budget CW level performances. The characters in this movie don't talk like real people. They speak in a steady stream of Gen Z slang and TikTok-isms that feel pandering and hollow. There's very little emotional weight behind anything that they say or do. And the movie also can't decide what it wants to be, a reboot or a sequel. And in trying to be both, it ends up being neither. You'll get references and callbacks to the original films, and a few familiar locations are revisited, but there's no real heart or voice of its own. It tries to trade entirely on nostalgia, and not very well. Jennifer Love Hewitt's character even yells, "What are you waiting for?" again.
What are you waiting for?
And not long before that, she also says that nostalgia is overrated. It kind of felt like a self-critique, and yeah, I felt that. So visually, this movie looks like a streaming movie churned out on a tight schedule. The cinematography is uninspired, the editing lacks rhythm, and there's a glassy digital flatness to the whole thing. I mean, sometimes it genuinely feels like a made-for-TV production. And as a slasher, I think it barely passes. I mean, seriously, none of the kills are inventive or memorable. There's little build-up or suspense. The fisherman, who should be a terrifying presence, often just pops up behind people with a loud music sting, rinse and repeat. It leans entirely on jump scares, and even those fall flat most of the time. The biggest issue for me is that it doesn't know what made the original movie work. The 1997 movie balanced mystery, character-driven tension, and teen drama, and whether or not you liked it, it had a distinct tone. This one, like many of these reboots, feels like it's trying to cash in on the IP without understanding why people liked it in the first place. There's also a little bit of a twist at the end, and that kind of undermines what little goodwill the movie had built up. It feels like a disservice to the original characters and story. It's missing the charm of the original, it's missing the suspense, and it's missing anything unique. If you've seen a dozen other mediocre slashers, then you've seen this. It's one of the movies that the main characters are so unlikable that you root for the killer. So, for letter grade, this movie earns a solid D for disappointment. It doesn't justify its existence, and despite a few nostalgic cameos, it doesn't offer anything new. As a fan of the original, I can't recommend it. If you do plan to watch this movie, I'd say be at least familiar with the events of the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. It references those events and builds on its survivors. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer I think is only necessary to recognize a cameo. And I guess there's a third, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, and I haven't seen that. I'm pretty sure it's like a direct-to-streaming, direct-to-DVD oddity. So, for further viewing, if you want something better, check out Urban Legend. It came out about the same time as the original I Know What You Did Last Summer, and captures that same late 90s slasher vibe. But there's a tighter mystery, stronger direction, and a more memorable killer motif. Or if you're craving a more under-the-radar slasher with a modern vibe, check out Freaky. It's a genre mashup that has some actually clever writing. There's fun kills and has some characters that you might actually care about. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you on the next one.